Hey guys, the history guy here, and no video for this as far as you seeing my face. This is just going to be the first of a series of kind of highlight reels showing a little bit here and there of my replay through the Confederate Legendary campaign to get myself caught up to where we left off before I fight those battles. And I've chosen to pick up right here before we go into the Battle of First Bull Run. And I just already want to highlight just a couple of things that have gone differently. First and foremost, is I did the build a little different. My initial build focused heavily on training and army organization. The idea with the army organization being that since I'm going to focus more on inflicting maximum casualties and keeping his numbers low, I wanted to focus on army organization early so I can get more men onto the battlefield in these battles where I have very limited numbers. So last time I went into First Bull Run, let me just describe to you what I had and what I have this time, even after those first couple of minor battles, and you'll see already what a difference is being made just with a few key decisions being different. Last time, going into First Bull Run, I had 3 brigades of 1,500 men armed with 1842s. You can see this time I've actually got 500, 700, so about 1,100 additional troops. So instead of 4,500 infantry, I've got 5,600 this time. And these two are armed with 1842s, but I've also got 1841s here. I spent a few of my reputation points to do that. Kept my numbers down as far as what I had to spend. The other thing, I have the same amount of guns, same type of gun, so there's no change there. The difference is I've got $21,000 left over. Last time I only had $9,000 left over, which of course I can put these into taking some supplies into the battle. The other change going into First Bull Run, last time in my legendary playthrough, he had 52 to 57,000 men in his army. This time it's down by 7,000. So already a couple of key decisions as far as how I built my force has affected the size of his. Training, basically about the same. Last time it was 18 to 23. This time it's 16 to 21, so it's actually a little less. But he's better armed this time. This is the one thing that has improved in his favor, and I guess that might be because he has a smaller force, so they're better equipped because fewer men have to use crappy weapons, I guess. So last time it was 18 to 23. This time it's 30 to 35. So we'll look at a couple of key highlights with the first battle of Bull Run, and then we'll kind of do a comparison to see how it goes this time versus last time. And that's generally what I'm going to do, is I'm just going to give you the step-by-step, kind of show you a little bit of the battle, not much, but mainly just show you the numbers and how they compare. And we can see how over time that accumulates and sets me up for a better position moving forward. So I'm about halfway or so through the first battle of Bull Run, and things are going really well so far. I'm going to try and hold the bridge just like I did last time, but hopefully inflict more casualties in the process, and so far so good. My unit that has the 1841 Mississippis has 900 kills to 98 deaths. Hampton's Legion, 300 kills, 17 deaths. Haas, who's holding the stone bridge, 285. Siegfried over here, 542 to 78. So basically every unit on the battlefield is inflicting 5, 6, 7, 8 to 1 casualties, sometimes even more. Of course, I've got these pesky little cavalry units that are riding through because I haven't managed to get everybody in a position yet. But I'm quickly rushing Stonewall Jackson up here to deal with that. So we'll come back in and check on things here in a little bit as the battle gets further along. So this is actually kind of fun this time around, because what's happening is I'm actually driving his unit south. I've been able to flank him a couple of times, and I'm driving him right toward where my reinforcements are going to come in the next phase. I'm sending Bartow over because I got to deal with this battery before he starts firing into my flank, since I'm moving to the south here. All right, we got a bit of a problem here because he's got this little unit of cavalry that I've got to get up there and protect my guns against. I'm holding the bridge just fine. Pratt's starting to suffer some casualties, but I mean, he's inflicting a ton. I don't like the fact that I'm losing so many casualties in my unit that's got my best guns, but that's kind of where things are right now. Alright, we gotta watch here because Bartow's about to get hit. Hopefully we can hit him again. So we'll drive them down into the reinforcements, and hopefully I can destroy most of the Federal Army here at Bull Run. Alright, so the reinforcements are coming. I'm rushing them up as fast as I can. I've really just got this 10,000 or so men to deal with here. And I just got to hang on for dear life with these couple of elements that I have actually sitting on Henry House Hill, because I've left a lot of my units over here to deal with them. So what I'm doing is I'm sending these two brigades on the right to come up here and flank and destroy these forces. The rest are going to come over here and hit the rear of these guys and hopefully send them shattering as well. Obviously, I'm a little short on manpower here, and it looks like he's finally going to send Burnside, who's been sitting on Matthews Hill the whole time. So we'll mop this up, and we'll see what kind of casualties we end up inflicting here. Well, I came back in because this was a really unfortunate situation that just occurred. Stonewall Jackson was just killed in an engagement here with Burnside's troops, who just came up at me. Didn't want to see that happen, and I'm going to have a little bit of an issue here with Burnside until I shift some troops over to deal with them. Once I rout some of these guys, I'll be able to send some support. Alright, so with just a few minutes to go, this is kind of how the situation looks. I've pretty well scattered his forces. I'm just doing some little mop-up actions here and there while trying to preserve my troops and throwing the troops that I lose at the end of this battle anyway in to do as much damage as humanly possible. And then we'll kind of compare and see how things look last time until this time. See what the casualties were like, see what the situation moving forward looks like. I'm actually going to go ahead and let this go for a little bit. Because I think I can inflict some more casualties, destroy some more units maybe. Obviously, ammo becomes a factor. But I'll at least let this go a few more minutes, because all of this is just free for me. None of these are my troops. I just got Porter to surrender. That's 1,000 men. Awesome. Let's see if we can do the same with Burnside now. Because none of my troops are involved in any of this. I think we can probably nab Burnside here. Once we do, I'll probably call this quits, because Porter's going to give me a little bit of a headache over here. There, we got Burnside. Perfect. Well, heck, while we're at it. Now, there goes Franklin. He's going at the objective. So while that's happening, I'm pulling up the video from the last time just so I can take a look and compare casualties. We're gonna nab Porter real quick, and then I think I'll call it a day. He's probably going to get away. No. Alright, we're going to stop before he grabs Burnside. Okay. So let's take a look. His numbers are basically identical as far as strength goes. It's really just a handful. I mean, he had 5 less infantry last time. So it's basically identical. I had about 1,000 more men this time around. But here's the big thing. I lost 1,600 more men. Last time I had 4,000 casualties. But inflicted way more this time. Last time he had 13,700 infantry casualties. This time 5,000 more than that. I took out 19 more guns this time, and with it about 400 more men. I took out about the same number of cavalry, but this missing number is 700 higher. So overall, I took out about 6,000 to 7,000 more men than I did last time. Grabbed some supplies, grabbed a bunch of Palmetto 1842s, which I did not do last time. So that's some good news. Now let's go ahead and take a look at where this puts me in terms of moving forward. We get Stonewall Jackson anyway just because he's a reward for this battle. So even though he was killed in that battle, it doesn't actually mean anything. So career points. Last time I was sitting at 4 on politics, 1 on economy, 4 in training, 3 in army organization, and 2 in recon going into this part. So obviously we're going to make a change here. I'm just kind of curious to see. I've actually got to get to 7 in army organization in order to get that 2,500 man brigade size. But I'm not entirely sure if I want to do that yet, because I think I'll use all the troops I have. I'm going to go ahead and go politics with both of those. Now I want to look at the situation. So he's got 36 to 41,000 men at this point going into these 3 battles, which include Shiloh. Last time he was at 52 to 57. So he's 16,000 fewer men at this point compared to where he was last time. Hopefully we can keep that number down before Shiloh, because if I can keep that army number down under 50,000, I'm feeling pretty good about my chances going into Shiloh. Last time his training was 19 and armory 17, so those are slightly higher, while armory's way higher. And I really just think that's a situation where he's got fewer men, which means the better weapons he has take up a larger percentage of the force he has. So that kind of makes total sense. So that's where we're at going into Ambush Convoy, Stay Alert, and Shiloh. So that'll kind of be the next set of missions that I will choose to do in another kind of highlight reel video, so to speak. And I'll try to do these every so often to get us quickly caught back up to where we're back up to where Chickamauga was. So thanks, guys, for sticking with me through this. I really think this is the smart way to go. I know it's not nearly as entertaining to have to sit and watch these replays, but hopefully it helps you to see the importance of being very intentional about how you build your army and about inflicting more casualties, whereas I, in the legendary mode, have been very cautious, and I can see now how that doesn't help me later in the game. So for those of you who said so, you were absolutely correct, and I will state that I was wrong. Got to go after the casualties, got to keep his army low any way I can, even at the cost of my own. So thanks for sticking with this, guys. We'll see you again real soon.